today, I think we'll take a look at what the post-COVID international scenario will be. And Ambassador Praveen Verma is the ideal person to talk about diplomacy and international relations. Welcome to VNN, Praveen.
Thank you, Bala, once again. And well, now we've been through quite some time during the COVID and spent a lot of time at home with grandchildren and all.
Yeah.
So, what more sober and more sort of knowledgeable about COVID and how it's going. Fortunately, all over the world, I think at the moment the matters are plateauing out, and we hope that the steps taken by all the respective governments continue so that the plateau keeps on at the same level. And then when it starts going down, then we can start thinking about all these things about future of international relations and future of different countries and international organizations.
Some countries are already moving towards easing relaxation, easing up on this lockdowns, and countries like Greece, I think Poland, the East European countries are almost everything is free there. And I think Canada also is now considering opening up businesses. So we'll have to see what happens then.
Yes, that's true. And today I think New Zealand declared itself COVID free. So things are improving definitely. And in India also, we see further opening up after 3rd of May. Even now, all the migrants have been allowed to go back home, and the students who have been studying out, if they have requested, they have been allowed to go back home. So things are improving and movement has started. But basically, the commercial activity and the economic growth has totally stopped. And even in Canada, though, essential services are going on and some sort of a relaxation is there. But basic essential economic activity has not started as yet, which we hope will start soon, because Ford has definitely announced that he will open up industries in a phased manner, in a nuanced manner, as they say.
And yesterday, Prime Minister Modi had called up Prime Minister Trudeau, and he has conveyed his best wishes and promised, I think, cooperation, coordination in the pharmaceutical field and other areas.
Well, that is a very good move, and after the debacle which we had in our relations, this is a good initiative, and I was expecting something to come from India, because it is a win-win situation when both of these countries talk to each other, and as per your subject, it will be of lots of relevance in the future scenario.
Yes.
And US, Canada and India come together, forget about whatever the problems were in the past. Both countries will have to make some amends and find some ways to have a common path. But the supply chains will be more firmer grounds, because we have lots of Indians controlling the SMSEs over here, and they have investments in India. And both sides are entrenched socially and politically, so that in adverse circumstances also, the supply chain between the two countries are not expected to break.
That's true. And the US also, we'll have to see what happens in the US. US-China relations are deteriorating further. Now they're stopping export of several other products, and which are military civilian uses.
Yeah, the China USA blow hot blow cold will keep on continuing. USA has another reason to call China because of their hiding of the COVID exposure. But then it all depends how you look at it, because ultimately Dr. Fauci was responsible for outsourcing these research to the Wuhan lab.
The Wuhan lab, yeah.
So the story as it goes is that America was not able to control the leakages. The deadly viruses would escape because they were not able to control it. And because they were not able to control it, there was some virus which escaped in 1913 and 1914. And even anthrax was so they outsourced it. Now, if they can't keep it secure in their own country, they are sending it to outsourcing it to another country, which if it leaks, this happens. in USA, at least, if something leaks, there is an open society, there is an open media, and there is an open.
Information does come out, yes.
You control it. But in China, we knew about it only after 1 month. That is the story. So,
It's a one-party state, totally under total dictatorship, total control over everything.
yeah. So therefore, between China and USA, this will come in, and the future role, because both of them will remain as major powers even in our post-COVID. But how long does it continue? Because there's another question. The COVID pandemic has not ended as yet. And the longer it goes, the more detrimental it will be for the US. Because the Trump's election, re-election, that also comes in. If November is the due date now, and if it continues, it will be more difficult for Trump to get the re-election. So for them, it's a more precarious situation, whereas China is already through. Now China has to face the world's.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, the world is angry anyway. So there could be a total realignment of, I don't know, of forces, realignment of ideologies, thoughts, economy.
There will be a minor alignments definitely, but a total realignment, I don't know. And I don't foresee any major realignment or alignment of all the major powers to go against China. So that is the whole. People couldn't do any, even after, if you recall, 9/11. There was a whole thrust of everybody saying going against on counter-terrorism. But till today, we have not been able to sign a convention on counter-terrorism. So people act, when you are under trouble, people sort of rise up and say this and that. But when actual thrust comes in,
self-interest comes in, yeah.
So then China will be affected, definitely affected, but not to the extent which we at this moment are thinking that the European Union and the Russians and the Americans and the developing countries will all align and ask China to give an explanation. That, unfortunately, I don't think would come anyway. Another scenario is that the international organizations have had no role to play at this moment.
No.
Nobody has heard about any UN, no Security Council meetings, nothing related to COVID has been happening from all these international forums.
So China prevents any meetings from happening. That also is there. They can veto anything.
Yeah, they can meet. But the only organization which is on forefront is WHO, which is under criticism anyway.
Oh yeah. Credible.
Now, the lesser countries, like India and Mexico, Vietnam, Bangladesh, we may find some lining because of the economic disturbance and the supply chains being disrupted. These countries have a role to play in sort of adjusting or positioning themselves in a supply chain which has been disrupted from China per se. Or suppose if countries are angry, they may not look to actually having a claim against them, but they would at least look for a future security. And future security will come from countries which are non-volatile and are more open and are open to criticism and open to scrutiny.
The problem India, I don't know if that will benefit because the bureaucracy, it seems, still so entrenched that the countries are opting for Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam rather than come to India.
That Modi has to manage. You see, unless and until our own administration does not welcome sort of new areas of investments coming in from countries where we want to. Of course, we have the amendments in our rules which I don't want the Chinese to sort of take over. But then, very, very pertinent is this move of Modi to talk to Trudeau and talk about cooperation in future. So that I'm sure we are in Canada, so we know about that. I'm sure Modi will be talking to various other states, similar tone, to talk about how to work together for the future. This is how a statesman works. So I'm sure the Indian government, of course, we are a federal setup and we have a multi-party system and different parties are at
loggerheads. Yeah,
it's a difficult scenario, but then they have at least joined together in times of COVID. Some stray comments here and there. even from the BJP side. But then there are those fringe members who keep on embarrassing their own party at all times.
That happens every day. Every day.
Yeah. Only the other day there was this fellow who said that Hindus should not buy from Muslim groceries.
UP BJP MLA, yeah, he's an idiot. I mean, why are they making such statements? Because it reflects badly outside. As even within the country, it's not the right thing to do.
Your party is embarrassed.
Yeah.
I'm sure Modi would have to sort of.
Action is being taken. That's what I read.
So that is one scenario, and then another scenario which we expect to change is again at the micro level, where now we have seen people working from home and people spending more time with families.
It could be universal soon, very soon. Even in Canada, US, I think everywhere companies would prefer that now. It can save them money.
As a matter of fact, Tata Consultancy Service only yesterday announced from 2022 onwards, I think, 75% of the work of their organization will be done from home. So it is already a project, and TCS is the largest, or maybe second largest. It goes up and down with Premji, but then it is there, and they have announced 75% would be home driven. So once that happens, you see, there will be various changes. Lesser cars on the road, lesser electricity, and the real estate prices will come down because offices will not need so much of space. Instead of 75% do not work from home, then there'll be a 50% reduction or a 40% reduction, whatever.
Automobile sales, insurance companies, everything is affected.
Yeah. Oil is already today. I saw it was $13 something.
Yeah.
So oil prices and all these things will change. Use of technology will change.
What will happen to the Gulf economies? Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait. I mean, their wealth goes down. What will happen to them? Their clout also goes down, isn't it?
Yes, of course. But then I'm sure, knowing them, every country would be preparing for all contingencies, and with all these alternative fuels being researched on, this thing would have come. The oil requirement would have come down anyway, not today, but after 15 years. So maybe the process has been hastened. But as far as UAE, I'm aware that they have started diversifying their footprint in various economic fields and investment in various areas. So they would not be left high and dry once the oil demand comes down. Oil demands anyway would have come down in a short while, but it will be marginally. I would say marginally at this stage post-COVID. Yes.
Oh, they have invested quite a lot in other countries too, so there can be some margin for them. They have their sovereign funds.
Yeah. They have enough funds to invest in different people. And as it is, their populations are less. Their requirements are less. They cannot indulge in the luxuries which we are doing now, like running Emirates at the government cost.
Yeah.
UAE and even this Etihad or Qatar Airlines.
And they will not need as many expatriate workers also if it goes like this.
Yeah, once the economic activity takes a change and people start working from home and the requirements come down, construction will still be there, and bulk of the economic activity over there was construction and sort of a marketplace. Basically, Dubai, I've lived over there, so I know it was essentially a big marketplace. So that structure will remain. But the oil revenues will come down, and so they'll have to sort of reinvent themselves somehow, which they had started planning already.
I think other industries like robotics and all will take more precedence.
Artificial intelligence, air travel take a big dip because air travel, what will happen is that these executive travel, the work travel, used to be quite a bulk of travel which took the seats in the airlines. Now with work from home coming in and video conferences being so successful, Zoom and Skype and all these other apps. So technology will take over travel. If I were an executive and I had to send my workout for a trip to sort of even USA for a discussion, now I'll tell him do it from home.
Yeah, that's
and people are comfortable now.
yeah.
There was a doubt how well it will go and how people would sort of interact and interpersonal relations. You see, because business needs a direct interaction. But nowadays, I'm told people who are in business and our friends whom we've been talking, and even my children who are working from home, they find that work is going on.
Yes.
They are working harder because I see them working and then working in the evening preparing. So
Video conference calls, yeah, multiple people can be seen at the same time, can discuss.
So those things will be changing again. More emphasis. You see, another hit which the COVID has taken is on climate change. It has totally gone on the back burner.
It is clearer.
And it has itself gone on a back burner, and automatically everything is getting clearer. Pollution is being lessened and all that.
There are dolphins in the Yemuna and Ganga, the rivers in India. There are kangaroos in Australian streets.
Yeah.
Elephants have come down to small cities in Kerala. They are roaming around now. Wild elephants.
There are so many animal cartoons nowadays in the market talking about humans being.
Where are they? Where are the humans?
So there will be a different scenario in some time, but it will not be a total different change. People thought that there will be a total change after 9/11. It didn't happen.
Always remain the same.
After the Gulf Wars, it didn't happen. But the international order will change. Globalization will also sort of
take a hit.
Taking a hit, yes.
Definitely.
And the multipolar world, as we have to see, to take a position as a major position in that time. And India has to work hard to sort of come out its own bickerings and to give a leadership, because even during COVID period, the leadership is there, but the support to the leadership universal is not there, which is Trump will have to take care of himself, because the way he has been handling and the way he has been talking, it's his gesture now to see how he will handle the opening up of country.
Canada has done very well that way, the leadership, both at the federal and at the provincial level. They're communicating with the people, and that's been doing very well. Good steps, one step after the step.
Yeah, both Canada and India, where both of us are involved, have done management of COVID crisis very well, and therefore the spike didn't arrive in both these countries. Both these countries are encountering the plateau at the moment. Now we have to find a way to sustain the plateau and to open up the economy in such a way that it doesn't come back. That is the whole situation now we have to look at.
Thank you, Praveen. It was something interesting, something different post-COVID scenario. We will see how things develop over the next week, over this coming week and the weeks after. Hopefully, it should quiet down. Yeah.
After 3rd of May, we will know what will happen in India, and slowly the nuanced opening, what's happening, and then after the opening, what is the rate of infection? That will have to be seen, and then the whole future scenario will have to be taken. But things have to open. Without that, everything will go to the collapse. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bala, for talking.
We'll continue with this next week on this part of the discussion series. Thank you, Praveen.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Yeah. Stay safe. Stay home. Be happy. Don't worry.